and welcome back to our Colored Rice Month 2021 virtual event, which lasted for 1 month from the 20th of November until 11th of December 2021. So, in this month, we would have so many exciting live activities every Saturday and also Sunday. So, do visit our website and for more details. So, in this beautiful Saturday morning, we have together with me is Chef Ryan.
Hello.
Chef Ryan, maybe you would want to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. Good morning and good Saturday. My name is Ryan, and I would like to welcome everyone to the first Primera healthy cooking lesson. And for today, I'll be showing you 2 healthy gluten-free recipes. Back to you.
Alright, so these are so many ingredients on the table. So what are you going to do today?
As I mentioned, healthy recipe and gluten-free. Pasta can be one of them, bread, pastry, but for today I'll be showing how to make 2 types of pasta. One being fettuccine that is made with red rice, and the other one is an eggless and vegan ravioli. Now, when we talk about ravioli, the traditional recipe always calls for some cheese added in it, some butter, burnt butter, and drizzle over ravioli. But for today one, I'll be showing you how to make a vegan and eggless version of it. So, these are the ingredients that we'll be doing. Rice, obviously this is the Primera red rice. You know why this rice we are using this rice?
I guess it's because it's gluten-free.
It's gluten-free and it's also very healthy, and it matches your hijab color.
Oh, okay.
Is that why you're wearing this this color as well?
Absolutely.
Beautiful maroon red. In fact, I would like to say that this is actually a Malaysian pride because it is researched, it is farmed, and it is grown in Malaysia itself. And the best thing is that it has the lowest GI ever recorded or ever analyzed among all the rice types in Malaysia. And the value for the GI is as low as 46.
Yeah. Yep. Therefore, it is good for our daily consumption.
Exactly.
And also because it can help to lower and stabilize our after meal blood glucose.
Yeah, it also helps for those who like to curb diabetes as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of other goodness. You can actually check on Primera website for more details of the beauty of deep red rice. Yep.
So today we learned that we can make pasta out of red rice instead of the
traditional recipe that always use gandum or wheat. But gluten-free, yeah. Do you know why we are making gluten-free?
I'm not sure about that. Maybe you can explain further.
Sorry. So because there are a lot of people out there who cannot tolerate even a tiny amount of glutens in their diet. So we find that rice is the best substitute, and especially Primera rice that is high in protein and very low in starch. That it will work wonderful, especially when it is used in the recipe of traditional pasta making.
I see.
So shall we go ahead and do this?
Yep.
Okay. So before we make the rice into powder, to make into pasta, we have to grind the rice first. So with this, I actually have the super machine here, the Candle Cooking Chef 3.0, and I have a miller that I want to show you all that you need before you make, you want to make everything. I mean, you want to start making rice into byproduct like cakes and pastry. We will have to grind into powder first.
Okay. So you will insert the rice here.
Yeah, I will put into the miller.
Alright.
Okay. So I will just put in here. Oh, and the rice is being ground. Okay. So it will take a while for the rice to brown, and this is actually the ground version. This is actually the ground version. As you can see, we want it to be really fine, almost like flour, almost like tepung gandum. Yeah. And the best thing is, it's not just starch in here, it has a lot of fiber as well. So without further ado, maybe we can start making the pasta now.
Yep, let's begin.
Okay.
So what are the first thing we need to do?
So as mentioned, we are making the pasta which has egg. That's why we are not adding in any water. So eggs is the primary ingredient here. So I actually have tepung sago or sago starch, all the way from Sarawak, because our Sarawak sago is the best. And then we have the tapioca starch, obviously the Primera ground rice powder, and because it doesn't have the wheat, we are not using wheat, right? So it doesn't have gluten. So we're actually adding in some xanthan gum and some salt, obviously the eggs. And for that beautiful red color that we want to achieve, I'm actually adding in some red yeast powder. So the red yeast powder will enhance it and make it like almost like the red of the apron. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to start making the pasta. So, as mentioned, we will make the pasta from the machine itself. Okay, the great thing about this machine, again, I love this, is that it can actually weigh whatever that I want to put in. So for the tepung sago or the sago starch, we will be using about, let me check my recipe a bit, sorry.
Alright, while our chef is checking for the recipe, I would like to remind all of you that the Colored Rice Month have a few competition and also campaigns to join. So, for example, we have the Health and Luck campaign and also Colored Rice Month Recipe Showdown, which is this particular episode. So do join us for all these competitions and ready to win many exciting prizes.
Okay. So the competition is about cooking, so they have to submit the recipe, right?
Using their own recipe, or maybe they can try to use the recipes that is provided in the website.
I see. Okay, so what are the prizes that we're getting?
There are total of 5,000 ringgit prizes to be won.
Okay, so there are also many other goodies as well. More details will be found on the website, right? Okay, so now let's put in our main first ingredient. As I mentioned, I'll be adding in 90 grams of sago starch. Why sago? Because I think sago is it sort of replaces gluten with its ability to bind all the ingredients together. So as I mentioned, I need about 90 grams. Then you can see that on the screen here it says 90 grams, which is why I love this machine. I don't have to have I tak perlu penimbang dah. I don't need another thing to weigh. I love this machine. Okay, then I will need 40 grams of tapioca or kanji. And comes the red rice powder, which is about 50 grams. Okay, and a bit of salt. So I don't have to keep track on how much I weigh because it actually shows on here. And xanthan gum, I need to use xanthan gum, quite a lot of it, as you wonder, it's about 15 grams. Because xanthan gum is actually a type of binder that almost it doesn't replace wheat per se, it doesn't replace gluten, but it will act like gluten to bind all the ingredients. So if we are making a product that is for gluten, gluten intolerant people, we have to use this ingredient, and it's all natural. And lastly, just a little bit of that natural red yeast rice powder for the extra redness, the extra color, and the eggs. There you go. So what I'll do is,
Alright, so there is actually a question from our audience saying
Okay.
that how long have you been using the red rice, the Primera red rice, to be exact?
As far as I remember, back in 2019, I first come across Primera from it was called Tesco then.
Oh yeah, Tesco
Yeah,
Lotus, right?
yeah. So I really love the natural color of it,
Mm-mm.
and then I found out that it is a UKM research project, and it is locally harvested, because we usually only get red rice from Thailand. We don't know where their source is,
Yeah.
but the Malaysia, this is the Malaysian product, yeah,
No.
and I love it, yeah.
Alright, that's good.
So we'll start. Mixing it, as you can see. We want it to become like a dough.
So besides the pasta you're making now, what are the other healthy options that can make
From Primera.
red rice?
We make we have made some kueh, some traditional kueh like nasi impeh, idli, and even Chinese hot kueh, which there will be another session of live cooking that will be on the 4th of December. Yeah.
Okay.
And apart from that, we have also made into roti and other things as well.
So it's amazing how the red rice can be used from main dish to dessert and everything.
That's right. It's just not something that you can also it's not just something that you cook and eat, but it can also be added into other ingredients, made into a pastry and everything else. Yeah. So I want to scrape this down a little bit. Can I have the scraper? Now, as you can see, it has already formed into a dough.
Yeah.
Even this is red color. Everything
And
today
it's
is
red.
red and maroon.
To match the main theme of Primera
Yeah,
red
to
rice.
match the beautiful color of the rice. I mean, look at it. It's wonderful, you know. You can eat this like every day and then not get fat at all, because
Yeah, I heard that this is good for slimming as well, right?
yeah, exactly, yeah, because it has a lot of fiber. So you don't need to eat a lot, because you will feel the feeling of fullness even after like 100 gram. Instead, you eat white rice, you have to eat so much.
Yeah, to get the fullness, yeah. Because Primera red rice is rich in fiber,
And
which
protein
makes
as
you
well.
feel satiated faster and also prevents from overeating.
Okay, can you see now? It has become like a dough.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, I want to show you the outcome. Isn't it like, can you believe this is not made with tepung gandum and it doesn't even have gluten in it?
It's not even sticky, right?
It's not even sticky. Yeah, it's wonderful.
That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the beauty about Primera rice, and I can guarantee you guys, if you use any other type of brown rice, it will not be like this. I have no idea why, but I've tried using other type of brown rice, and the moment we add water, it will be very sticky. Like, it won't be like this. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to again there's a pasta cutter here. I want to cut this into the shape of a thin. I would call it. It's not exactly angel hair, but it's the size between angel hair and the spaghetti. All right. But first, let's dust this with some more rice flour.
Also, for your information, you can get the Primera red rice in major outlets such as Lotus, Giant, Aeon Big, Village Grocer, C-Mart, Hero, Maiden, NSK, and also Koperasi Unicat Berhad. And you can also purchase it online from Shopee, Lazada, and Presto Mall, just in case if you don't have any of these outlets nearby.
So people, even if I don't stay close to all these outlets, I can still buy on Lazada.
Yeah, exactly. That's the,
What about for our audience in Singapore? They can get from Shopee as well. Yeah. Okay. So for those who are in Singapore, this is a great product. In fact, it's not available in Singapore in major retail store yet, but you can actually go to Shopee and just type Primera and you can find. So next, as I mentioned, pasta. We need a pasta roller, right? Because we want to flatten this. And this is another gadget that I cannot live without.
This is my first time seeing all this, technology. Because usually I'll just buy the one in, the ready-made one.
Yeah, but if you start making things yourself, you will start really appreciate food better. Yeah. And pasta is not really cheap these days, right? The good quality one will cost you about 5-6 ringgit.
Yeah, 5-6 ringgit. And that can only be, lasted for about 1 day, I guess.
1 day, yeah. So what I'll do is, okay, I will run through this. We will start with the widest gap.
Seems like you have been using this for quite some time already. So do you know any other restaurant that also use the red rice to serve their food?
Yes, as far as I know, Kenny Rogers. I don't know whether they are still serving, but they used to serve Primera red rice as one of their main dish, and we actually do own a brand called Wholesome Penang in KLCC Cold Storage, and on daily basis we are serving Primera rice as part of our set lunch. Yeah. So for those of you who would like to try the rice, you can go and get it.
Now it's flattened.
As you can see, this is made without wheat. Okay. So I want to run this through another round. Just put some flour here. So because there is no gandum or wheat used here, we don't really have to go through so many rounds. So I think another 2 rounds is good enough already. We just want to flatten it.
So if you guys are watching this from home, remember that Primera red rice also help to combat stress and also anxiety, as so you can soak your Primera red rice for 1 to 2 days before cooking it as usual, right?
So next, what I want to do is I want to reduce the gap. At first I start with this. Now I want to make it smaller. Yeah, number 5. So now we want to make it even thinner. Okay. Again, unlike traditional pasta recipe, there is no gluten here, so we don't really need to run it through so many rounds. Because traditionally, the gluten is quite tough. We want to flatten it and make it thinner as the more round we go. But with this, I think 3 to 4 times is good enough. Can you see the red color?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, right?
It seems like very natural.
Yeah, it is natural. Yeah. It's actually a combination of Primera rice and also the
one that you use
the red yeast yeast rice powder. It's also made from rice. Yeah. So now next, what I'm going to do, I will change into a new attachment. Okay. Okay, so after I have flattened this into a sheet, I want to run this through a pasta cutter.
Wow. Also, this is what for, right? Now I know how it works.
Yeah. As you can see how wonderful, how beautiful it is. So can I have the hanger?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you. So we always want to dry our pasta overnight. So another round.
It looks almost like a minced, beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that in the supermarket.
Okay. Okay. Now, if you all don't have anything to hang on, you can always put it on a tray and let it dry. So either you can hang it, or you can dry it like this. I actually have one that I have made earlier, like a day ago. I just need to, I live in an apartment, so I leave it outside, and after one day, it is hardened. And you can actually make this in advance, and you can keep this in a chiller, cover it, and it will last for 2-3 months without breaking. Okay, so what I will do now is I just want to clear this area out a bit. And next, I want to move on to the next recipe, a ravioli without eggs. Okay, can you hand me the recipe without it? This one. Yes.
Right, so what's the difference between this recipe and the previous one?
Okay, the next recipe that I want to do, I would call it, there's impossible meat. I'll call it impossible pasta. Why? Because I'm actually making this without the use of eggs at all. Earlier recipe, I still have eggs to bind it, but this recipe, there's absolutely
No
zero
eggs.
eggs. So it's suitable for vegan. It's suitable for, in fact, I'm also making it dairy-free. It's vegan, gluten-free, and dairy-free.
Alright.
So let's go ahead and do this. So for this one, I will be adding in, of course, the red rice flour.
Flour, yeah.
Oops.
We have not much of ingredients here compared to the last one, right?
Yeah, because there's no eggs in here. Yeah. Then of course, the tepung sago.
It's much simpler.
And tapioca flour. Xanthan gum. Salt. And of course, the red color. This is optional. You don't have to use this if you don't want to. But it's just that today we are doing a live class. That's why we want to make it look red. But even without this, the Primera red rice itself, it will already give a almost reddish, maroonish color. So I'm just putting a little bit. Now the difference is that earlier on we have eggs, right? But to this round, we just use water.
Okay.
Then the whole thing just put into the mixer. And that's it.
So if you don't put that,
Sorry,
right?
can you? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you don't put this wouldn't affect the taste of the whole recipe, right?
Which one? The red powder.
Yeah, the red powder.
It wouldn't. It's just that this is for the color purpose. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're mixing it.
Now we're mixing it. The same thing. Until it form a dough. Okay. Now while this is making, I want to show you guys how to make the ravioli filling. Annie, can I? Ravioli filling?
So for all of the competitions and also campaigns for Colored Rice Month, the closing date will be on the 10th of December 2021, and also the winner will be announced on the 11th of December. So you know what? Ask your friends and family around to gather and join this program together. And there are still many exciting prizes to be won.
So I just want to mix this a little bit more. And we can flatten it again. So as you can see, it has also come in almost like a dough. But because this one has no egg, that's why it will take a little while to make. Yeah.
So approximately around how many minutes do we have to wait for
I think for this, the time here shows that it's about 7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it is worth the wait.
It definitely is. Yeah. As you can see, it has already formed a dough. And the next thing is we want to run this through a sheeter as well.
Just like the previous one?
Just like the previous one. But this one, it is a bit of crumbly. That's why we have to use hand to knead it back. Yeah. But it's okay. Eventually, it will form back. Because there's no eggs in here. Now, because this one, I want to show you guys the difference between this and that is that this one, I use very little the red yeast powder. And this color is mainly from Primera rice itself. That's why it's quite light. But it still has, I would call it pink. It still has like a slight pinkish color.
So those are the ingredients to make the filling?
Yes, I will be making one pesto and one avocado and lemon filling for my ravioli. Yeah.
Alright, looks like it's getting kneaded.
Yeah, we just want to make it into a dough.
Louder.
You cakap dulu.
Alright. So again, I would like to remind all of you that the Colored Rice Month 2021 has a few campaigns and also competitions that you can join for free. So in example, we have the Health and Lot Colored Rice Recipe Showdown, Simple Health Ideas and Quizzes. So you can join all of the campaigns, competition and quizzes, and to eligible to win the Best Participant Award. So there are prizes total up to 50 ringgit Malaysia to be won. I cakap apa? Oh, 50,000. 50,000. 50,000.
I think you just repeat that again.
Alright, sorry. So there are total of 50,000 ringgit.
5,000.
Oh, sorry. So there are total of 5,000 ringgit Malaysia prizes to be won.
Okay, 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000.
I think that also includes a lot of other things. More details they can.
They can check out on the website.
So as you see, it takes a while to knead this. I just want to show you all. Okay, this is just like you asked me. Can that be optional?
The color.
Yes, tidak diwajibkan because if you don't use that, you have a lighter pink, which is also very pleasant to look at. Yeah. So what I want to do now always remember, after you have formed into a dough, you always want to cover it. Otherwise, it will dry out. Because again, anything that is gluten-free, especially is made with rice, it will dry out very fast because it is purely starch and there's no gluten. So what I want to do is I just want to keep it aside, and we want to wait this to firm up a little bit. Okay, so next, similar, I want to run through this and make it into a pasta sheet.
Alright, so do you guys know that the color, the red color from the Primera red rice is from a pigment known as anthocyanins, which is a good source of antioxidants that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease.
So it's not only just good for digestion, it also has it is also high in antioxidant, right?
Yeah. And also it's good for patients of diabetes and stuff like that.
Okay. So again, we will start with this. We want to flatten it, but before you flatten it, you make it into a rectangle shape first.
So that it can be easier.
Yeah. So it can come in and it can come out as one sheet. The first time is always not so tidy, but as we move along, it will be more pliable and it will be more smooth.
I see. So again, aside from the recipe that we are showing today, you can always visit our website to look up for more menus that you can, you can try and
Get inspired
get inspired from all the menus on the website. primerarice.com.
Okay, now as mentioned earlier, we don't want to run it too many rounds, so 2 rounds is good enough. Because it doesn't have gluten, it will tend to break. Okay, so this is good enough for your ravioli, alright? So this, I want to shape it another round.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, it is. It just need to go through a few more, a few more shifting.
So again, you can get the Primera red rice in our major outlets in Malaysia, such as Lotus, Giant, AMV, Village Grocer, C-Mart, the Star, Maidin, NSK, Hero, and Koperasi Unicap Berhad. You can also purchase it online at Shopee, Lazada, and Presto Mall. If you are from Singapore, you can also buy it from Shopee to get it delivered right into your door.
They just need to go to Shopee and find and type Primera.
Primera red rice.
Okay, I've got 3 sheets here. I want to make 4 of those. Now, you can't really compare working with, if you're working with rice, you can't really compare with working with wheat. Because this is actually traditional recipe that usually people use tepung gandum or wheat flour. But for rice, we have to add in other ingredients, or we have to be more patient with it, because rice doesn't work like wheat. But what we are trying to do here is we're trying to introduce a healthier rice, or I would say the healthiest rice, into making traditional wheat product.
Healthier option for us to consume on our daily basis. Yeah. So of course it requires a lot of patience from your side, but it is totally worth it because we cannot buy our health, right?
Yeah. Now for those of you who are watching and you're wondering, when you're making wheat ravioli sheet or lasagna sheet, you always switch the gap. But for an eggless or gluten-free pasta, we always stick to just one size. Yeah, because if it's too thin, it will break.
Because we don't include the eggs as well.
Because there's no eggs in here. It's just the rice and the starch.
Yeah. Now that we have another round.
Another round, that will do. So the more you go, the more pliable it gets. Alright? Okay, so what I want to do now is I will leave this aside, but not too long. Then I want to do the filling for ravioli. Can I have that? Can I have the tray? Yeah. And a bowl. So, Mariam, the filling for ravioli, for this, again, I mentioned earlier, for any traditional filling for ravioli, whatever recipe that you can find on the internet, there's always cheese in it. But for today, we are making it vegan version. That means there's no cheese in it. So we are using avocado as a binder for this recipe. We have avocado, I have lemon, I have garlic, and I have pistachio. And I have lemon salt, and I have sage. Sage has a wonderful taste. So again, what we are trying to do is, apart from appreciating the goodness of rice in ravioli, we also want to use really natural ingredients. Yeah. So sorry, can you pass me that? Yeah, that chopper. Okay. Thank you. So again, I have a handful of pistachio. You don't want to blanch. You don't want to. Sorry, what I do is I just blanch a pistachio to get the skin out. I just put the pistachio into the chopper. One
garlic.
Ulas of garlic. 1 clove of garlic. Pepper and lemon salt. About 2 teaspoons. This is oil, but I cook with I actually slow cook sage leaf in olive oil. This will give you a really nice fragrance. Okay.
You can smell it from here.
You can smell it, yeah. It's wonderful. And a little bit of lemon. And spinach. Okay, I will leave the avocado last here. And I will blend this. Sorry. So just process it.
So again, we are going to mix them all together.
Yep. So just what we really want to do is to mix everything up. Actually, the spinach, you can actually buy from. You can actually use a spinach that is meant for salad. You don't have to buy the frozen one, and you just blanch it. So next, we want to add in the avocado.
So the avocado will add in the texture to it.
Yeah,
right?
it will replace cheese. Usually people will add ricotta cheese or cream cheese, but here we don't. We just use avocado.
Avocado, I see. So since you have been using red rice, the Primera right now for quite some time, so what is your favorite meal to do to experiment with, to eat?
I usually cook it to eat as rice, but as far as my favorite, we make into kueh. Like I mentioned earlier, we will be having a special class next week. I think it's on the 4th, and we'll be showing you guys how to make 3 types of Malaysian kueh. That is lontong or nasi hempit, and idli, and then also Chinese hot kueh, the kueh that will open up. Okay. Okay. So after everything mixed in, as you can see, it almost acts like it's almost like a cheese now, right? Yeah. So I want to transfer this out. And also the avocado, we don't want to make it too soft because we also want to have some textures. Yeah. Can you pass it to? So now is how we want to fill the ravioli. You want to taste this a little bit?
Alright, thank you. Okay.
How do you like it?
I like the how they keep everything in balance.
Yeah.
I can taste a bit of the garlic here.
Yeah.
And also the lemon.
The lemon and the avocado.
The avocado, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like very rich,
refreshing.
Yeah, refreshing.
And healthy. So again, when you make something, it doesn't always have to be. If you don't find cheese, you can always replace with something else. The idea is to use fresh ingredient and make them healthy and make them tasty. So what I'll do now is I have my cutter, and this is the fun part because we want to assemble the ravioli. So what I will do is, again I have 4 sheets, right?
Yeah.
So one is actually to cover them.
Oh.
Okay. So this is like wonton, It's just that inside is actually vegetarian ingredient. And avocado makes it taste like butter, right? But it's not butter.
It's not butter. That's the great part.
That's a great part, and it's super healthy.
Although I don't eat, vegetables, but this doesn't bother me at all. It tastes great.
It tastes great, yeah, and you can't actually tell that it's vegetarian,
Yeah.
right? Because it's full of fiber. Okay, oops. Can I have a piece of cloth? Towel. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I already have it. Okay. So this is what I want to do. Thank you. So you just cover it like that. See that? And you use a cutter.
Press it down.
And press it down. And there you go. You get your ravioli. So, again, it's a bit tricky when you're dealing with a non-gluten product. It doesn't really bind right away. So you need to use your hand.
It's like how we used to,
Yeah.
do the curry puff and all.
That's right. But again, it is I would say this is as close as a real, not say real, a gluten, a wheat-based ravioli. You want to try doing this? Of course. Okay. So what are you doing with the rest of the dough? You simply run through the machine and you get extra sheet of this. So I will get Mariam work on this.
Okay.
Always start with 1, 2, 3 and then cover.
Cover.
Yeah, but make sure that it covers right.
Alright.
Okay.
So I'm taking over Chef Ryan's place right now. Quite nervous for this, but okay. So again, fit the filling, put it a bit here.
Yeah, right on the middle.
Right on the middle. Okay.
Yes. Because you want to cut it, you must make sure that it is here.
Okay.
And always make sure that it forms a mound.
Okay. Alright. So it's my time to shine. So okay. Put here in the center. Another one. Filling.
It's good.
Am I doing it right?
You're doing it right.
Okay.
Maybe this adjust a little bit more so you make the filling almost equal
Alright.
equal size. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, alright. Sure. I can't wait to try this out.
Sure, we will be cooking this after this, right after this.
Alright, so I think this is time for me to cover it up.
Yes. Right, that's nice. So what you want to do is, because there's a
Yeah.
extra filling here, you just tuck it in a bit. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. So you use your finger to form like that, and you cut it.
Okay.
So this is your raw ravioli here.
Going.
Yeah. And the next one.
So have one here.
Yeah.
And then do like
And
this.
just yeah. Seam the edge and make it thinner.
Make it thinner. Alright. Mom, look at me. I really go to the kitchen, so my mom must be proud of this. I think this one is.
Now, for those of you who you can really use up any ingredient you want. It doesn't always have to be avocado, pistachio filling. Whatever you have, even you have like leftover rendang, or you have leftover serunding,
Can always substitute
or curry chicken or anything, you can always use it as a filling. Yeah. So we will clear this, and we will be ready to cook this. So next, I want to show you how to make the another. Remember, we are doing two recipes, right? One is a ravioli with vegan ravioli with pistachio and avocado filling. The next one is just simply pesto. It's just a pesto recipe that I'll be doing, and I'll be needing the same chopper. For this recipe, we will be using. Again, this is a not too classic recipe of a pesto, but of course we are using the Italian sweet basil, Parmesan cheese, olive oil. Instead of pine nuts, I'm actually using almonds, ground almonds, and salt and pepper. So I'm waiting for the chopper to be coming, and of course the garlic.
Alright, since we are, running a lot of campaigns and also activities for you guys to join, please be remembered that all competition and campaign for the Colored Rice Month will be closed on the 10th of December 2021, and the winner will be announced on the 11th of December. So ask your friend around and ask them to join you together in this campaign and activities.
Okay, as mentioned earlier, we have our pesto recipe. I have a handful of basil. Okay. Parmesan cheese. About 2 tablespoons. A good olive oil. Toasted almond to replace pine nuts, because pine nuts is very expensive in Malaysia and you can't really get the good one. And a clove of garlic. Some salt. And some black pepper.
You know, I always wonder how do you measure all these ingredients, you know, because we Malaysians, we like to agak-agak, right?
Yeah, so I think the same thing goes in Italian cooking as well. A lot of the recipe is pretty much agak-agak, or also like, because all these ingredients taste so good together. It's either you want your pesto to taste more parmesan or you want it to taste more olive oil.
Yeah.
But for this version, it's a balance. Yeah, it's a balance.
So it's entirely up to us.
Yeah, how you want it. Yeah. Hang on. So we will. We'll blend this up. Now again, this is another great recipe for your you want to try? To dress up any pasta. Okay.
Okay. I like this one.
You like it?
Yeah. It's pesto.
So I'm just gonna put this in to a bowl, and next I will show you how to plate the pasta. Okay. So we want to move this aside, and we want to cook the pasta now.
Okay.
Okay, pass it to Annie. Okay. So before we want to move on to next step, I just want to clean this up a little bit. Can you-
Okay, just for the reminder, you guys can get the red rice, Primera red rice at your major outlets such as Lotus, Giant, Aeon Bake, Village Grocer, C-Mart, The Store, Mydin, NSK, Hero, and Koperasi Unicap Berhad, which is the Koperasi is located nearby UKM, so you can, if you live nearby, you can always go there. But if you do not, you can always buy yourself a Primera red rice in Shopee, and we will get that delivered right onto your doorstep.
Alright, Mariam. So are you ready to cook the pasta now?
Yes, sir.
And taste some of your creation earlier?
Yep.
Okay. So we will start with cooking the ravioli first. Now I'm gonna cook everything in this machine. Again, I mentioned this super machine actually does everything. So I will actually cook this here.
Oh.
So I have a pot or the bowl filled with water. Oops. It unplugs on its own.
It's very multi-purpose.
Yes, it is. It's in fact we won the award recently for being the best machine for food technology. So I'm gonna cook this at 120 degrees.
How do you set that up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oops. It actually says that I have to fit something, which I forgot. This is to protect the machine actually. So while this being heated, I want to prepare a bowl, and I'm actually going to plate this ravioli so we all can enjoy it. Can you pass me the plate also? Yes. Thank you. And some sage oil and some black pepper. Oh, okay. No, I need the ground one. Ground black pepper. Okay, so this is being heated. It's just very simple ingredients, right? It's just salt. That's it. What I want to do. Oh, and of course, this recipe has sage. Sage is a type of herbs that it goes wonderful with. The taste is so strong that I always think that sage reminds me of chicken, but this dish doesn't have chicken, so I use sage to remind me that there's some meat fillings in it. Can I have the herbs as well? Thank you. So I always prepare my garnish, which I had sage and some basil. Again, Mariam, even in Malaysia we have a lot of ulam, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea is to really enjoy your food without I wouldn't say artificial, without too much of seasoning, but we are actually adding in herbs and oil as natural filling. And that alone will actually give your dish a wonderful taste. Yeah. So for next week, we're actually showing you how to make 3 types of Malaysian kuih muih. Yeah.
So I think the color red and also all the herbs, right? It goes well together.
Red and green, right? The
Nice combination.
the contrast of the color. So while this is being heated, we will increase the temperature a bit.
So what if those who are wanting to try these recipes out but they don't have the machine to do so? What are the alternative they can use at home?
Obviously, getting the machine will help you solve your problem, but in an ideal world, if you want to do this, I think there's always a handheld pasta maker. You can fix it to your table and you can use your hand to to shape it out. It's not really expensive. You can actually get it from, I think you can get pretty much online. Then cooking the pasta, you can always do it over the stove.
Over the stove.
Yeah. So it's very easy. You see how long? It's only like half an hour. We do this all together.
Yeah, 2 recipes all together.
2 recipes, and I ask you, Mariam, if you go to a fine dining restaurant, a proper restaurant, how much this will cost you?
A plate, I don't know, maybe around 60 plus.
Exactly, right? Yeah, it will cost you 60 ringgit, but you do at home, all the healthy ingredients, priceless.
Yep, you can save a lot more.
And healthy as well, because you can actually guarantee. I can actually guarantee you, if you cook with Primera red rice, you will be taking in a lot of fiber. Yeah. Well, it takes a while to boil. Yeah, but it's okay. It's actually boiling now. So the moment it boils, we will drop this in and we'll let it cook. And then we will plate this here. Okay. But before that, let me steam this a little bit. The reason why you want to do that is you don't want the filling to come up inside while during boiling.
Yeah. For those who are still wondering what is Primera red rice, it is actually a low GI and also high antioxidant rice. and a special type of grain which gets its redness color from its rich content of anthocyanins. And also it delivers an antioxidant punch of almost 10 times more than brown rice. So it's a good option indeed. So Primera ensures gluten-free, a natural whole grain goodness for health-conscious customers and also consumers.
You know what I'm doing now, Maria? Just for better presentation,
Mm-hmm.
I'm cutting away the excess dough so that I want to make it smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah. Oh, just now you mentioned antioxidant. I actually think that there isn't a lot of rice in the market that talks about antioxidant. Yeah, Primera is definitely, I would say, the most healthiest rice you can get in the world, right?
Yeah, so it is also great for daily consumption because it can help to stabilize your after meal blood
It can make you
glucose.
feel full for a
Yeah.
longer time.
Mm-mm. So if you guys are looking for a way to get a healthy diet and also to slim your body at the same time, you can always opt for healthy rice from Primera red rice.
What else can we do with it? I think some people told me that they have done bubo
Oh, bobo.
with Primera. They also make ice cream with it.
Ice cream?
Yeah, the
Okay.
ice cream. Can you imagine the ice cream is almost like red color?
Uh-uh.
So I wonder how they do it.
Yeah, maybe we can try to experiment with it.
And you
later.
can check their website. It has everything, every recipe that you can or you cannot possibly think of, because the people behind the website have put in a lot of efforts in making this a more accessible product, and it's more easy to use product for you all. So
Yeah.
visit Primera. Is it primera.com?
Yeah, primerarice.com.
No dot my.
No, .my, yeah, just .com. And also they have 30 days of Primera inspired recipes, lovely red dessert recipes, and also Datuk Chef One special edition.
Even Chef One used Primera to
Primera.
cook, and I believe he made a nasi ulam with Primera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and-
saw that online.
If Chef One loves it, who else
Who
doesn't?
else doesn't? Yeah.
Okay, it's boiling now. So what I want to do is I want to drop the. No, actually, I want it to be full boil, like
Mm-mm.
full boil. Next week, it will take even a longer time. I mean, it's not like longer, but we will have to prepare all those things in advance, and we want to present to those of you who want to really look at, learn traditional kueh recipe.
So if you don't get the chance to do it without the red rice, you can always buy the red rice at your nearby store, the outlets and all, or maybe you can just get on Shopee.
Oh, and also the recipe, we will be posting it right after this session. Yeah.
So do visit our website at primerarice.com.
So you see the water is boiling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want it to be full boil. So I will increase the temperature. Again, this machine allows the temperature to be increased to 180 degrees Celsius. So if you want a machine that can make cakes, make roti, blend, grind, cook, or even deep fry, you only need one machine.
That's amazing how technology works nowadays.
Exactly. Now, the water is boiling. So what I will do is I will drop this in, 3 at a time. I will not crowd the bowl too much. So 1 goes in, 2, and I will boil for 3 minutes.
3 minutes long. Same goes to the one who does it on the stove, right?
Yes. So 3 minutes. The machine allows me to set the timer to 3 minutes as well.
The water is really boiling.
Yes, it's boiling. When you cook ravioli, you need it to be completely boiling. Looks good.
Yeah, so good news to all of diabetes patients out there and those who are diagnosed with pre-diabetic too. You can now still enjoy eating rice or using the Primera red rice because it has been scientifically proven to be safe, for diabetes patient with slight portion of control.
That's true. I think it is very suitable for diabetic or diabetic prone patient. Yeah.
So if you're tired of eating rice, maybe you can, try all different ingredients. I mean, different menus on the website, and also these particular recipes from our chef Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah. And later you'll get the taste of the whole thing.
Yep.
Even you just tasted the filling.
The filling.
Yeah. I want you to taste everything together with the sage oil and the pepper.
Yeah. Alright everyone, so Colored Rice Month 2021, is a virtual event that lasts for 1 month. So from the 20th of November up until 11th of December 2021. So there are a lot of live activities and also campaigns on every Saturday and also Sunday within the month. So do visit our website to find out more, and maybe you can try to scan the QR code or use the shortened link at the bottom of the screen to visit our event website. So you don't want to miss this out. Go
Visit
to the
Primera website now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm about to fill it. Okay. Looks good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have some tissue paper? Thank you. So right now I just want to plate it on the plate. Okay. And then I want to drizzle with some sage oil on the middle. Again, because we talk about healthy cooking, right? So we use all the healthy ingredients. And a few sage on the side. And some black pepper. Actually, that's it really. Just that and extra oil. Would you like to try this?
Yeah. Now it's okay to be served, right?
Yeah, it's okay to be served. And let's cut this open. And you can actually see the inside
Wow. Yeah.
with the pistachio and everything in it. Can I let you try this?
Yep.
And we have some more
Sage oil.
sage oil. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Now I can taste it. Yep. Okay.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Can we let the camera team to try it?
Yeah. You want that? You want to try?
So how do you explain the textures and everything, even without gluten?
Oh my god, I think this is the most incredible thing I have ever tasted so far, because they all, go perfectly together. Just now I tasted the filling only, right? Now that I've tasted it with the Primera red rice, the dough as well, it goes.
And the oil.
Yeah, it's very rich. I mean,
It's very natural.
Yeah, maybe you guys want to try it out?
Of course, later on.
Okay, so we'll keep this aside. So next we'll make the other pasta, but I want to boil this first. Yeah. So maybe you can continue telling.
Yep, my mouth is full. That's good. Alright, so while waiting, do you guys know that Colored Rice Month 2021 has a few campaigns and also competitions for all Malaysians that can join in for free? So in example, we have the Health and Lot program and Colored Rice Recipe Showdown, simple health ideas and also quizzes. So you can all find all the details of these activities on our primerarice.com website. And do ask around, ask your friends to join in as well. And there are total of 5,000 ringgit Malaysia prizes to be won. So you don't want to miss this out. So while waiting, do you guys know that Colored Rice Month 2021 has a few campaigns and also competition that all Malaysians can join in for free? So we have the Health and Lot Colored Rice Recipe Showdown, simple health ideas and also quizzes. So join all of the campaigns, competition and also quizzes to eligible for the Best Participant Award. So there are total of 5,000 ringgit to be won. So you can simply just click the link down here and participate in our event, in our activities.
So coming back to the next recipe, again the pasta earlier has already been almost a bit dry. So right now I already boiled some water. Again, because this is gluten free, we always add in oil to your water so that it doesn't stick together. Yeah. So also this is boiling. So now the next is just another simple recipe, another classic Italian pesto pasta. And the difference is that we use a red rice pasta. And we have our pesto that we have done earlier, and some of our basil. That's it. Again, it has pesto is very healthy. It has nuts. It has cheese. And this has eggs. So this is a more classic approach to a pasta recipe than the earlier one. The earlier one is completely eggless.
Eggless, yeah. Because that one is suitable for even vegan out there.
Yes. For people who choose not to eat meat or dairy or eggs, that is a recipe. And you could see her response earlier. She wasn't lying.
She wasn't. Yeah, exactly. What do you put inside?
Sorry, as you were talking earlier, I actually put in some olive oil and some
oil.
salt, and the pasta. It's just waiting it to boil. Yeah.
Boil, yeah. And then right after that, we will boil and we'll put in the pasta.
We'll put in the pasta, and then we will just plate it as simple as easy pasta. Because today, before we do this class, I was wondering what to do, and I was toying with the idea. Maybe we do fried rice, but there's no point doing it. I mean, everyone can make fried rice. We just want to show you. We want you to really enjoy the natural nutty taste of the Primera rice. So it's boiling now.
Alright, so if you see the color of the pasta here, it's red. So don't freak out, don't be afraid, because it is actually it's called red rice, because it is from the color. The red color is from the anthocyanins that delivers antioxidants punch of almost 10 times more than brown rice. So
it's actually more than any type of brown rice, right? Yeah. So for those of you who are just watching, we are almost at the last stage of the live today, of the session, which now we are down to boiling the pasta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, Primera ensures gluten-free, natural whole grain goodness for health-conscious consumers. So if you are gluten-free, if you prefer to eat gluten-free food, kindly buy our...
Yeah, and grind yourself.
Yeah, grind yourself.
If you don't have the machine to grind, always use a small miller. It can also create a powder form of the rice. Okay, so it's boiling. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes for this thing to boil. Yeah. We will boil for 2 minutes.
Alright, so if you are interested to try all of these, recipes that we share today, you can always get our Primera red rice in major outlets such as Aeon Big, Lotus, Giant, Village Grocer, C-Mart, The Store, Mydin, NSK, Hero, and also Koperasi Unicat Berhad. So you can also purchase it online on Shopee if you don't have any of these outlets nearby. So meaning that all of our audience here can enjoy the beauty of our Primera red rice.
Yes, and because today live is also streamed in Singapore as well, over the Kenwood FB. I believe for a lot of health conscious Singaporean, you may not. Primera is still trying to get into Singapore, but they have been talking to some people there, maybe FairPrice. But for now, you all can only get it from Shopee. You just need to go to Shopee and type Primera, and I can guarantee you, it is not the same as any other red rice that you all have. I have personally tested it. I compare with the Taiwan, with other brand out there. It just don't taste the same.
Yeah. And who knows? Out of the Primera red rice, we can make a lot of recipes out of it. We can even make pastas, roti.
We can even make bread out of it. And kueh. Next week we'll be showing you how to make kueh. Beautiful, healthy, red color kueh. In time for Chinese New Year, which is like 2 months from now, is it? 2 months, yeah.
2 months from now.
Okay, it's boiling now. We just want to make sure the camera crew also eat the other ravioli later, right?
Alright, so I want to share like a little fun fact to our audience right over here. Do you guys know that Primera red rice is actually rich in fiber, which also make you feel satiated faster and prevents you from overeating. So this leads to weight loss because less amount of carbohydrate is consumed. Therefore, it is great for weight maintenance. So if you are looking for a healthy diet plan, you can always opt for Primera red rice.
For those of you who cannot live without rice and you still want white rice, always add 30% to 40% of the Primera rice into your daily rice routine, and you will be taking in a lot more fiber without you actually realizing it in the long run. Okay, so the water is boiling now. So let's put in our pasta. And we cook it for 2 minutes. Stir it. Cover it.
2 minutes is quite short a period of time, right?
Yes, because this is semi-dry.
Semi-dry.
It's not completely dry. If it's completely dry like this, we will need 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah. So today's lesson is something very, I would say, unusual because we are not cooking rice itself. We are making rice into something else. So we hope that you all really appreciate what we do, and we really hope to see you all in the next session.
Yep. Don't forget to try all the recipes on the websites as well as this one, because we would post this recipe up in our website, right?
Yes.
After this session.
Yeah.
So you can try.
Is it on the website or in our FB?
It will be on FB and
Will be
also
on FB.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So I will get ready the.
So for all of the competitions and also campaigns for our Colored Rice Month 2021, Please be reminded that the closing date will be on the 10th of December 2021. And also the winner will be announced the next day, which will be on the 11th of December. So ask your friends and also family members to join the competition, and many exciting prizes to be won. So you don't want to miss this out, because we have up until 5,000 ringgit to be won.
And apologize to those who are in Singapore. The 5,000 ringgit is currently only for Malaysian viewers. Okay, look at the pasta. Okay, we will drain this and we'll serve this. Look at that. Red. Okay, so sorry, I'm actually draining the pasta here at the back.
Alright.
Okay. As you can see, this is how after it's cooked. So what I will do now is I just want to add in just a bit of oil. You know, in Malaysia we call this pasta ulam
Pasta ulam.
because it's basically herbs and oil. Yeah. See how long it is, and it doesn't break. Can you tell me any other gluten-free pasta that tastes like it has gluten?
It
Never
seems
heard
like
before.
Never heard before, and only works with Primera. And you have to use Kenwood lah, right? Other machine, I don't think it will work like that. Just kidding. Okay, now because this is pesto, right? So we want to really blend the pesto in and just toss it up. Now, do you think you can use? Actually, I have made pesto with our Malaysian herbs like kesum, even what do you call that? Pegaga. It actually works well. It doesn't have the taste like basil, but it still has a very unique taste on its own.
So it doesn't necessarily to for those who want to try this recipe. They can
For this
always-
recipe, it goes well if you're using kesum. You just put kesum in it. Done kesum is for laksa, right? Yeah, and put some chili padi. But because it's quite spicy, so I always add in a bit of honey.
I see.
Yeah.
So you can always try to experiment
Oops.
with it.
So this is your pasta a la pesto.
I like how the color still maintains the same.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it doesn't, and we don't use coloring at all.
It's natural.
It's yep. Can I have some tissue? Thank you.
So aside from the recipe that our chef Ryan prepared here, you can always download selected recipes, or maybe you can always look up on primerarice.com, and there is this section on recipes that they have 30 days of Primera inspired recipes, lovely red dessert recipes, and also Datuk Chef One special edition. So you can always try to
Datuk Chef
play
One
around with
nasi ulam.
nasi ulam.
Yes. So I think we are ready. Maybe just a bit of Parmesan cheese.
So this one has cheese.
This one has cheese. This is not vegan,
This is not vegan yet.
but it's for vegetarian. Okay, like I think for those Chinese vegetarian, this is suitable. And some basil on the side.
The plating looks good.
Yep, it's simple. There you go. Simple pesto with what do you call this? Primera pasta. You want to give it a try? Maybe have some fork, kapu. Right, Vido,
Okay.
give us the verdict
Try. Okay.
and tell us if it tastes like pasta, the real pasta itself.
Wow, seems like I might need another bite. This is so good. I mean, this is like the pasta that we eat on the fine, dining restaurant. I kind of like the taste of it.
And it's all fresh ingredient.
Yeah.
No
Leave
MS.
some for us.
For the crew, yeah.
Maybe you can try to cook it on your own because I'll finish this all. I mean, it's good that I can actually try to, be vegetarian right after this.
Yes, you don't need meat. Of course, meat is quite important, I mean for certain dish. But if you want to make meat, go ahead. But what we're trying to teach you guys is to really understand and appreciate the natural taste of Primera rice. Again, next week, we will be making 3 more localized recipe, which is again nasi impit with red rice, huat kuih, and also idli. Yeah. Today is more of an Italian taste, but next week we are doing local, all Malaysian recipe.
So I guess everyone is excited to, looking forward to the session next.
Right. We hope to see you again.
Alright, so thank you so much everyone for joining our showdown today.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to our chef, are you?
Thank you, Marianne. Yeah.
Um,
Will you be wearing maroon also next week?
next week probably more red
More
instead
red.
of maroon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see all of you again with our Primera red rice, our healthy, low GI antioxidant rice. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.